welcome to today's video. Today I'm giving you an in-depth look of what my fourth grader will be using next homeschool year, so the 2024-2025 homeschool year when she's in fourth grade, for social studies and history, I guess geography too. So we have decided to use Moving Beyond the Page for our curriculum next year. And so for the social studies aspect of it, there are 5 units she will complete. Now, she works on a social studies unit for about 3 weeks, and then she switches to a science unit and then switches back to social studies. So these will take her over the entire next year. If you have never heard about Moving Beyond the Page, this is what their units look like. They offer language arts, science, social studies, math at various grade levels, and they're all literature based. So she will complete 5 of these that are social studies specific, and they do build on each other, and they do correlate with like a language arts unit. So like this social studies unit, there's also a language arts unit on Native American animal stories. So that is also what we're using. So I am making specific videos on language arts, science, and social studies, so you guys can kind of see a more in-depth look on all of these units. So let's get into these units and see what she's going to be learning this upcoming school year. So the first social studies unit is going to be Native Americans. She will be reading 2 books along with that, the very first Americans and the Cherokee, and these are just short kind of picture books, different than like a chapter book. In this social studies unit, she is going to be learning about the very first Americans, the Southwest Native Americans, Northeast Native Americans, the Plains Native Americans, Southeast Native Americans, Native American culture, and then nature and the Native Americans. This unit looks like it is absolutely full of fun, different activities. They are learning about being dependent on the natural world and how people would have survived. She's going to be doing mapping, learning the different groups, the different tribes, different recipes I have seen in here, different, gifts they would make, different art, different crafts, learning the different environments, learning different legends in here. Comparing and contrasting them, learning words that we use today that have come from their language, different animal, different songs and prayers, different types of like homes and shelters, the Trail of Tears. They're going to be writing a poem, doing different crafts like making a totem pole. If we take something, what can we give back? Respecting nature, discussing storytelling, and the final project on this one is a Native American exhibit. They're going to be making a poster, an authentic food, a game, a tribal home, and a legend, and they're going to do their exhibit. So this is a pretty big project, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. The next one is going more into like government and voting elections. This is called The Power of People. She'll be reading the presidential elections and other cool facts. This is great, timely, because we are also in an election year. In this unit, she will be learning about the local government, the federal government, the electoral college, political party, a mayor, president, the 3 branches of the government, being a citizen, and powerful people of the past, including Rosa Parks, Amelia Earhart, Harriet Tubman, Cesar Chavez, Frederick Douglass, Susan B. Anthony, the Wright brothers, Albert Einstein, and Thomas Edison. So lots of stuff in here, different community resources, again, the branches of government, a New Deal, voting rights, the electoral college, the government quiz, laws, and those powerful people, talking about slavery, talking about kids voting, and a final project is visiting a wax museum. That's fun. We do have a wax museum. I guess we could go visit. I have to look more at that project and see if that's what is supposed to be happening. All right, the next one is Africa and Asia, and so this one has 3 or 4 books: Asia, Africa, Kids Guide to Japan, and Beatrice's Goat. In this unit, they are going to be learning about the land of Africa, wildlife, biomes, geography, languages spoken in Africa, the different types of people, the similarities to Americans and the differences, the land of Asia, animal habitats, Mount Everest, the Dead Sea. We're going to be learning about altitude. We're going to be learning about popular countries of Asia, Turkey, Korea, Mongolia, and Philippines, and Asian culture, the Great Wall of China, and cultures borrow traditions from one another. So there are so many things in this unit. We are going from learning about animals to different cultures and, different clothing designs, different things that happen in these different countries. We're learning about maps. We're doing experiments. And so as you can see, there is so many different subjects and topics covered in here. I mean, there's so many activities. There's so much talk about the differences in cultures. There are Chinese proverbs in here. It looks like the final project is a tic-tac-toe, which they have like an option to choose a couple different things that they need to do. But it also looks like they're going to be making this like beautiful quilt square, learning about all these different countries. So I'm very excited for that unit. The next unit is on Europe. And there are two books, The Kitchen Knight and Turn of the Century. And in this Europe unit study, she's going to be learning about the land. We're going to be doing geography, the lines of latitude and longitude. We're going to be talking about the different people in Europe, the different languages, the underground railroad tunnel that connects England and France, the euro, which is the currency in Europe. We are going to be learning about the past and present and how American culture has been influenced by Europe. We're going to be talking about colonization and immigration, which we're going to be covering Marco Polo, who was an Italian explorer, the 13 original colonies, and the American Revolution. So this is a great one to go into Europe, but then kind of bridge into American history, which we have been working on. Lots of different activities here. Like I said, those geography elements. We have some weather in here, doing climate, different wildlife, learning about the different countries in Europe, the gods of ancient Greece, the gods of ancient Rome, which I'm super excited for, different stories from Europe, the 7 knightly virtues, and they're going to do a project on that. We're going to be learning about Marco Polo's journey, the European lands, the 13 colonies, a continent connection, and the final project is the European Nutcracker. We're going to read the Nutcracker's history. We're going to do a research project, a design, and Nutcracker story. So I think that that's going to be a fun kind of wrap up to research Europe, or a country in Europe of their choice, and complete that project. All right, and the final social studies unit is early explorers, which makes sense because we left off right in the beginning of early American history. She will be reading the Explorers Who Got Lost book and Exploration and Conquest. In the early explorers unit, we will be talking about what they were doing, the early explorers. They were searching for gold, silver, jewel, land, fur. They wanted to expand Christianity and their knowledge of the world. We're going to be talking about boats and sailing, so like navigation. We're going to be talking about knot and leagues, which is like measuring in sailing. We're going to be talking about Christopher Columbus, the Spanish explorers and Mayas and Aztecs, and the Incas, the explorers from Portugal, French and English explorers, and how exploration still continues to this day. We have kind of a spreadsheet or a list of all the different explorers. We are going to be learning again about sailing and cardinal directions, units of measurement, parts of a ship, different explorers, Incan culture, Aztec hot chocolate. We are going to be doing a voyage around the world, French and English explorers. There's like a little map game, which is super fun. Yeah, so there's a whole game that you cut out and create. space exploration. So now we're talking about like what other exploration is out there that we are still doing today. And then the final project is the life of the explorer. They're going to take a quiz, and then they're going to create a map. They're going to fund the expedition, the crew preparing, keeping a log. So they're basically going to create an entire, the life of an explorer. And so I think that that's going to be a super great project to wrap up. So that was everything that my fourth grader is going to be learning, different activities for her fourth grade year. Tons of different things taught, different concepts, but they do all flow into each other, and I'm really excited. I'm excited to have her take this approach. We've been studying just American history for the past 2 years, and so even though this kind of ends up in American history, at least the first part of social studies, she's getting some different kind of world culture, world history, and things like that. So that is what we're using for social studies for my fourth grader. If you have any questions, comments, leave those down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.